A few more days passed. The sheep grazed as usual, and Thomas leaned against a rock, daydreaming about the tricks he might play next. But then a rustle came from the edges of the forest line. At first, Thomas thought nothing of it, but then he saw it, the unmistakable shadow of a wolf emerging from the trees, its sharp eyes fixed on the flock. For a moment, Thomas froze in fear. Then he jumped up, waving his arms frantically. "Help! Help!" His shouts were desperate, his voice trembling. But down in the village no one stirred. The villagers, tired of his tricks, ignored his cries. "Let him learn his lesson," one said, shaking their head. Thomas's heart raced as the wolf crept closer. He shouted again and again, but no one came. By the time he tried to scare the wolf off alone, it was too late. The predator had already taken its prize and vanished back into the woods. When the villagers later ascended the hill, drawn finally by the silence, they found Thomas sitting amongst the sheep, his face pale and tear-streaked. "I was telling the truth this time," he said in a whisper. "The wolf came and no one came to help." An older villager placed a hand on his shoulder and said gently but firmly, "Lies have consequences, Thomas. Trust, once broken, is not easily mended. You've learned that lesson the hard way." From that day forward, Thomas never cried wolf again. His mischief had cost him dearly, and the regret stayed with him for a long time. But he carried the lesson with him too. Truth is the heart of trust, and without trust, words are just empty sounds. And so, the hills were quiet again, save for the rustling of the sheep and the shepherd boy, watching them with a new sense of responsibility.